YouTubers are absolute frauds. Do not trust anything YouTubers tell you. I normally talk about politics, but a fundamental part of this channel is addressing media. We talk a lot about propaganda, we talk about gaslighting, we talk about people can be easily misled. Now again, it's normally in the context of politics, but it's really not about politics. It's more about critical thinking. It's more about propaganda. I want to inform my audience so they can be more critical thinkers and less susceptible to being manipulated. So here's an example. The Skydio 2 is a quadcopter or multi-rotor made in the USA. Thanks to the media and their manipulative tactics, most people refer to these remote control helicopters today as drones, interestingly enough. That's a story for another day. But the reality is, when these quadcopters started becoming popular, the media used their usual sensationalism tactic to get more clicks by associating these devices with military drones to fearmonger. And they did it so well that now even the quadcopter manufacturers have finally given in and referred to their products as drones when they're really not. They're remote control helicopters. Quadcopters to be more specific because of the 4 rotors. So anyway, the Skydio 2, let a lot of these YouTubers tell it, is the most amazing drone that there is. It is so great at tracking. It beats the DJI, right? DJI being the Chinese-made product, right? But supposedly the American Skydio 2 is so great at tracking and avoiding obstacles. So basically these products can actually fly by themselves and follow you or a car or you on your bicycle. And if there's a tree in the way, it can actually see the tree and fly around the tree, right? And supposedly the Skydio is so amazing. But look at this actual review, which shows that that actually is not the case. The Skydio is actually a horrible product. So in this video on Ready Set Drones channel called Best Tracking Drone Mini 4 Pro, that's the DJI product, versus Skydio 2 Drone Battle. They test both products and rate each product in a different environment, in a different scenario, and then ranks which one's better than the other. So let's examine the truth about the so-called amazing Skydio.
It's over there, so hopefully it'll figure those out. Okay, it's going in front of me. All right. Now it's adjusted its height and its distance to be lower and closer. So if I push the range button plus, that doesn't seem to, oh, there it goes. You gotta hold it down for a few seconds. All right, we're trying to get it back up to about 20 feet high. Let's see how it does with this.
So as you can see, he's already having problems with this piece of crap. He presses the button and it doesn't seem to respond. He says you gotta hold it for a couple of seconds. So it doesn't sound like a very easy to use product at all. A little finicky. If you listen to the tone of his voice, you can tell he's a bit annoyed by how horrible it is.
A lot of trees over there, a lot of power lines, kind of confused it. So if I go back this way, it should zip around in front of me.
So it's already confused, right? And you can see it's kind of wandering all over the place.
Try to get back in front of me. There it goes. All right, I'm gonna try a big loop around this way. And it's gonna go, So I think part of
is right. Look at it, it's like wandering around and it pauses, it's hesitating. It just really is not a very well designed product, as you can clearly see. And we're gonna see the better product, the DJI, and see how that does in the same test.
the problem with it right now is that it's too far and too high, maybe. So I'm gonna try and bring it in a little closer.
Now he's trying to make excuses for it. It's too far and too high. Okay, whatever.
Cut the range down. All right, so that says it's about 30 and 11. Now let's see if it does a little better. Like if it should whip around one direction, get in front of me, especially if I start going this way.
Now to our judges to see how the Skydio 2 did. So first of all, the best score that either of these drones can get in any category is 5 props. We're judging by the prop system. Today, we gave the Skydio 2 in an open area 4 props for obstacle avoidance, 3 props for tracking, 2 props for ease of use, and 3 props for overall video quality.
So this is the neighborhood test. They're going to test it flying around in a neighborhood. This is still the Skydio 2 being tested. It's the American-made product.
And it's... Oh, here it comes.
As you can see, it's wandering all over the place. It's just like, who designed this thing? Did they do any kind of quality assurance testing on this thing? He has it set to, if you look on his controller, he has it, see the white on top of the circle area, the joystick area? That's saying that it's supposed to be in the front of him. But look at it. That's not the front of him. It's like back and to the left. Right? So it's not even following the basic instructions, and it's wandering around. It's just horrible, horrible product.
They put it in back of me.
But again, there's lots of YouTubers online talking about how this is great and it's better than every other product and it's so amazing. But yet, look at what it's doing.
All right. Let's see how it does from the back.
Look at that. It almost flew into the tree. Like, where's the obstacle avoidance?
All right, try coming back down. It's supposed to stay behind me.
It's supposed to stay behind him, but what is it doing? Again, wandering all over the place, like flying into trees, almost hit the stop sign. Garbage.
Okay, I waited for me to pass. And it turned around. Now we're coming under a lot of trees. So I'll speed up a little bit.
So now this testing is the through the trees test. So he's going in a very densely treed area. Make up a word. There's a lot of trees here, right? So this is a great test to show its obstacle avoidance. And as you can see, as usual, it's doing horribly.
Okay, according to the MaxFind remote, I'm going about 15 kilometers per hour.
As you can see, it's wandering all over the place, left, right, up and down. Like, what is it doing?
Now about 20 kilometers per hour. Kind of bouncing between 15 and 20 kilometers per hour. Lots of...
Okay, now let's see the DJI product and see how it's much, much better. Let's show you how it's done. So the first test is the parking lot test like they did before. Now this is the DJI product. You're going to see how much better it is. It's following him. Nice and smooth.
I hear it back there.
Shot looks great. It's rock solid. Rock solid. No problem tracking whatsoever. Remember the last one was all over the place, wandering around and drifting and all kind. It looked drunk. Look
Back
at it.
to our
He's
judges to see how that drone did.
turning around.
So for the Mini 4,
and it followed it perfectly. See, he did a circle and it just curved right with him. So as you can see, it's easy to use. It's tracking nicely, so it gets better scores, right? But again, if you believe what other YouTubers say, you'd never know this. You'd probably buy this Skydio thinking it's the best product on the market. Let's move to the next test. So this is the in the neighborhood test. Following nice, rock solid. Around the corner. No problem. Go straight around that tree.
And
Look at
let's
this.
go around some trees or under some trees.
Outstanding. Perfect. This is the through the trees test. Following him nicely, no problems.
Okay, this is where the Skydio failed up here, but it did make it on the way back.
See, the other one failed here, but this one's got it, no problem. Much better product. The Chinese product is much, much better. Okay, now for the truth. I have actually been misleading you this entire video. In order for me to demonstrate how these YouTubers manipulate you, I did the very same thing, and I'm guessing I was pretty effective. And the reason I did that is because I think this is the best way for you to get the point. If I have effectively made you feel pretty confident that the Chinese product is the much better one, the DJI product is the much better one, right? And that the Skydio is just a piece of junk. If you're listening to me, believing what I'm saying, looking at the video evidence which confirms it, so you don't have to believe me because I'm showing you how much garbage it is, if that made you really feel solidly that the DJI is much, much better and the Skydio is horrible, I have just proven to you how easy it is to manipulate people. Now, you may wonder, how are you supposed to know that I'm being manipulative? Well, critical thinking. The same way that I recognized some dishonesty in this particular video, using those same skills, you could have recognized that I was also manipulating you as well, right? Now, to be fair, if you don't have any experience, flying these quadcopters, it'll be a little bit more difficult for you to pick up on the deception. So if anyone has any experience flying these types of products, whether DJI or any other brand, you guys more should have been able to pick up some of the issues. But even if you didn't have any experience, there's still some clues that you could have picked up on. The thing is, were you actually just listening to me and accepting my words, and it seems to match with what you're seeing, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, Or were you at all skeptical? Were you at all challenging what I was saying? I'm saying one thing, and I'm showing you something that's supposed to confirm it, but does it really? Right? Did you do any analysis at all? Did you do any thought process, or did you just sit and just let me lead you wherever I wanted to lead you? So think about the fact that I can say whatever, show you things that actually contradict what I'm saying, and yet have you fall for it, even though, again, the stuff that I'm showing you doesn't match what I'm saying. There's some things that are not adding up. So let me show you what happened. Let me show you some of the tricks in this video and how I was able to mislead you. So let's start with the parking lot test. So in the parking lot test, I was complaining about how... Alright guys, this completes part 1 of 2. If you want to see part 2, and I know you do, go ahead and click on the link in the description and take a look at that video where I explain exactly how I manipulated you and pick apart this review and show you how misleading it was, and also point out a reason why they might want you to think one product is better than the other. This is Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.